shot at me. So I felt like it was a little bit of jealousy.
No, I just didn't give enough. That's all.
Cool.
Just didn't give enough about it all.
Yeah, but when you said in
ended
comments,
up.
you said something there. I think he's an attention seeker. So even with the racist comments, even with the homo stuff that he was doing, I think he's just a big attention seeker. He gonna do anything to get attention on him, and I think it's gonna backfire come January 31st.
Stylistically, he believes he's the best, and I know I'm the best, and that's why we're getting to this point now. He wants to challenge himself. I'm here for it. I'm here to challenge myself every time.
Shakur Stevenson and Teofimo Lopez gear up for their January 31st clash as the boxing world watches closely. Precision, discipline, and elite defense meet raw power, confidence, and aggression, making this confirmed showdown one of the most talked about fights of the year.
It's cool. He's supposed to feel that way. Like, he's supposed to say the things that he's saying. He's not saying nothing out of the ordinary or something that I didn't expect. Only thing that I kind of took away, he got on a podcast, I want to say, he said that I was slow. And that's the part where I'm like, okay, he's going to be very surprised come fight night to where it's like, you really thought I was slow? Like, is that something like you put in your brain and thought it was about to come?
Heated press conferences set the tone as Shakur Stevenson and Teofimo Lopez come face-to-face while Teofimo's father jumps into the exchange. Shakur points out weaknesses he believes exist in Teofimo's game and dismisses the southpaw argument, saying records mean nothing without elite opposition. Teofimo's father fires back, questioning Shakur's resume and insisting he must prove everything on the biggest stage. The back and forth grows tense with raised voices and sharp remarks. The moment feels chaotic, personal, and intense, adding extra drama and pressure ahead of the January 31st fight.
I'm not none of them fighters. I think that he did some great things against them guys. I seen a lot of weaknesses in his game too, and something that he said earlier. He said, Tio never lost to a southpaw. Well, I never lost to an orthodox. So it ain't no different, but
the difference is you never fought no elite fighter.
Okay, I don't think y'all did either.
Oh, so you got to show it, baby.
I don't think y'all did either. I ain't
It's not on my son.
I ain't see Lomachenko throw no punches.
You've never been on a big stage like this.
I didn't see Lomachenko.
Eddie Hearn praises Shakur, calling him highly underrated when it comes to his abilities and accomplishments. Despite his achievements in both the amateur and professional ranks, many fans and analysts don't fully recognize his technical mastery, speed, and ring intelligence. Hearn emphasizes that Shakur's consistency, adaptability, and determination make him one of the most impressive boxers of his generation, and he believes the world is only beginning to appreciate just how exceptional Stevenson truly is.
Massively underrated in terms of his achievements and his ability. Everyone in boxing knows how good Shakur is. He is pound for pound top 5 in terms of quality. But look at the achievements of the young man. At 28 years of age, he's already a 3-division world champion. This is to become a 4-division world champion. Quite remarkable. And Teofimo always rises to the occasion. Sometimes you see a little bit of a lackluster performance when he's not motivated, when there isn't kind of any legacy on the line. This is different. This is a sold-out Madison Square Garden between two of the elite fighters of our generation. And the best thing about this fight is we're seeing...
Roy Jones Jr. breaks down the matchup while speaking with Shakur Stevenson and focuses on adaptability as a key factor. Roy explains that fighters who move well can create problems and that adjusting to movement is often the hardest challenge. Shakur responds by saying he plans to stay versatile rather than relying on one style. He explains that he is prepared to move, use angles, or stand his ground if needed to secure the win. Roy praises Shakur for showing flexibility in past fights and says those qualities create the best matchups. He also notes that Teofimo can be dangerous when focused and capable of making in-fight adjustments. According to Roy, the outcome depends heavily on mindset, preparation, and execution. If both fighters are locked in, it becomes a high-level chess match. Roy encourages Shakur to keep his confidence, hunger, and winning mentality moving forward.
I think we have a masterful foot game as well. And I think that's probably what's going to be to the hardest thing for him to adjust to. So how do you think he's going to adjust to that?
I don't want to give out too much.
Okay.
Well, I mean, we all know he had problems with people that move around the ring. He to stand in front of them, and he could pick them apart when you stand right there in front of him. But I plan on doing. I mean, I'm not gonna say the game plan, but I plan on doing a little bit of both. I don't
I got you.
plan on doing moving around. I don't plan on just standing in front. I plan on doing everything that it takes to win.
And I do applaud the fact that you did, like Andre just said, you did show people that you are versatile. You can do whatever is necessary to win a fight. This is the best, in my opinion. These are the best type of fighters to see. And Teofimo has shown sometimes that he can also be versatile and he can do whatever is necessary. Just sometimes he seems to have mental issues that
Analysts have been discussing the state of boxing this past month, highlighting how promotion and hype often don't match reality. One major point of criticism is how some highly anticipated cards, like the one in February 2025, failed to live up to expectations. Fans were excited, calling it the best card in boxing history, but injuries and pullouts ruined the lineup. Shakur Stevenson ended up facing an unknown opponent, while other top fights fell through. This leads to questions about how events are promoted and the credibility of hype. Analysts also point out that DAZN and the Ring failed to properly promote Shakur Stevenson's latest fight, which featured Teofimo Lopez. Despite the potential for an exciting matchup, poor promotion and fan expectations create confusion. On paper, both fighters are skilled, but without proper marketing, even great fights risk being overlooked, highlighting gaps in the business side of boxing.
To do that and then not even promote the fight, this is a cool fight. I don't understand. Like, to me, it's a bit bizarre because the fans came out and they were like, man, Turkey, he's taking over the game. Remember last year, about a year ago, in February of 2025, he had the card with Better Biev and Bevel and whoever else was on it. And the card was announced, and people said, this is the best card that we've ever seen in boxing history. Then the fight card came. Shakur's opponent pulled out, Floyd Schofield. Daniel Dubois pulled out of the fight, right? Because he was sick. And it wasn't this legendary card that people talked about. You know what I mean? And people, not no one even says that now. Before they were talking about like, oh, it's the best card boxing's ever seen. And then the card happened and it kind of just came and went. It wasn't the card that they said it was going to be, put it that way. So that's the point I'm making in this video is like a lot of the preconceived notions that you guys put out, not Boxing Ego. I ain't put that out on my channel, right? But a lot of the stuff y'all said turned out to be cap. Here's the card in question, bro. They're like, this is the best card we've ever seen. And then half of the fights, two of the top three fights didn't even go off as planned because of injuries and sicknesses and pullout. And Shakur ended up fighting an electrician that no one ever heard of except for UK blokes.
Floyd Schofield sent a shocking message to Shakur Stevenson, questioning the legitimacy of some of the hype surrounding him and other fighters. Schofield criticized the idea of fantasy matchups, pointing out that neither Tank nor Shakur has faced the top four opponents of their eras despite fans calling for those fights for years. He emphasized that many fights being talked about are unrealistic and don't reflect the reality of the sport. Schofield also addressed comments about fighters' physiques, clarifying that stockiness or build doesn't determine skill or success in the ring. He expresses hope that Shakur faces strong opponents like Khan before moving up in weight, highlighting the importance of taking challenges seriously rather than avoiding them. By calling out fighters who leave or run from tough matchups, Schofield aims to encourage accountability and respect for competition. His message serves as a reminder that records and hype alone don't define a fighter's legacy.
Shakur haven't fought none of the top four of his era for the last, how many years they've been calling for them fight? These dudes not fighting like that. So that's fantasy fights, thinking, oh, Keyshawn gonna go all the way up and fight Devin. And man, that's fantasy stuff. That's all that stuff is. And
You even said that he was like cut up and shit, you know what I mean? On that, what you said, snack?
I said I said I respect. Oh, do you mean a thick? What you talking about?
Keisha.
Yeah, Keyshawn got stocky. He got stocky, but he got a stockiness don't mean nothing. Stockiness don't mean I hope we get to fight Keyshawn before he go to 147. 140 Keyshawn would be a good fight for Kid. I think
Oh, is that why
Keyshawn.
you upset?
I think he. Huh?
Is that why you upset because he's leaving?
I'm never upset. I'm not upset telling the truth about these guys leaving and running. I said it years ago what was gonna happen. People told me I was lying. Oh, y'all capping. Y'all ain't gonna fight Keyshawn. I said, Keyshawn ain't fighting us. I said, Shakur ain't fighting us. Yeah, we lined up for Shakur. We didn't pull out. It's a fact. Why won't we get the fight when he got out the hospital? It wasn't his fault. He trained hard. He did everything else. Somebody tried to kill him. And the toxicology showed that. Why wasn't a real champion want to give this young man a fight who really stepped up to the plate to fight him and came went through all this adversity to make it there and somebody poisoned him? He deserved a shot to fight. But that wasn't like that there. And it's for a reason. So, you know, I found out this shit is just smoke and mirrors, man. Has nothing to do with boxing, has a lot to do with the money made behind the scenes.
Yeah.
I know Shakur better step it up, or that's boring for boxing. So they're not gonna keep him. Even if he win, if that fight continue to